go. Okay. All right. Okay. So I call to order our April ECC meeting. Does anybody want to second that?
You don't need to.
I don't think we
You
have
can
to
call
second
it to order.
Thank you.
When we close it, you might need a second, but
Yeah, there you go. That too. Okay. So for the first thing that I want to make sure we don't forget to do, because we forgot to do at the last meeting, is make sure that everybody approves of the minutes from our March meeting.
Mhm.
And if so, or if anybody has any comments on it, but let me know. I sent those along with the agenda earlier today.
Yeah.
It's
So you're
also
looking
up
for
on
any
YouTube.
additions or
I know.
corrections?
Yeah, if anybody had any.
Additions or corrections is usually the way it's termed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Additions or corrections. I'm going to get better at my lingo. So no comments.
Nope, I
I
have
have
no comments.
no additions
All right.
or corrections.
Thank you, Michaela. Okay. They are approved. Thank you very much. I put a quick line on the agenda that I was just going to give a quick update, a couple quick updates, which were mostly that the first one is that Flynn O'Connor of the Trails Committee is going to be removing the hot tub from the river this evening.
Oh, wow.
That was awesome.
Yes.
That's great news.
I've actually been in contact with him already.
Yes, yeah, that's what. So I made sure to copy you on an email, John, because he mentioned that he was going to be offering up his Jeep, which has a winch for being able to do so that he could help us pull tires or anything larger than that out of the river this coming weekend, or for the tire pull. And that
Cool.
he also has a tractor and an excavator. So
Nice.
if you want to work with him on that, that's
Yeah,
great.
I don't know
And
how he found me on my Poison Ivy Patrol Facebook page. So so he's pretty good at research.
Yeah, he was reaching out through the ECC's Facebook page. So I wanted to make sure I had his email so that we could coordinate better, because I don't check that
Yeah.
on a very regular basis. But he said he's been working on improving the drainage and cleaning up the rail trail, and I wondered if we might be able to be more helpful in that. We haven't.
That's great.
I'd love to partner more with the Trails Committee, and I have not been as organized with that. But if that's something that we could help with, if he's going to help with the tire pull especially. And I was so relieved to hear that he's getting the hot tub out. So we don't have to look at that hot tub anymore soon. And hopefully you won't see any more pieces wash up on your property.
Yeah.
And then my other update was that I have not sent out the ECC newsletter yet, but I'm going to send it out tomorrow when I asked Mike Baden to send me the stats from the Earth Day cleanup, because his update from the first weekend was so impressive. I wanted to make sure that I sent that out along with it, along with a couple other events that I learned about yesterday and today. Deb Medenbach, I believe, she's organizing the first annual Ash Tree Arts Festival for the town of Rochester.
Oh, wow.
Along the rail trail, starting at the section by the Rochester Town Hall in Accord. So the ash trees that have to be removed, they're going to leave them at I think a 6-foot height, and then they're inviting artists to come and carve them. And they're going to leave them up as an arts walkway. And that's June, let me find it. I believe it's June 5th, but I think that sounds awesome. And I wanted to let you guys know about it as well.
Sunday, June 6th.
Yeah, let me confirm that. I'm sorry that I didn't have it pulled up. I'm always really bad at doing this before meetings. But it'll all be in the newsletter when I do send it out. And my third update, these are just my quick one-off updates, is that Mark, I did fix your bird talk presentation. So it will be on YouTube this
Okay.
evening. I'm so sorry for the delay, but I'm going to email both you and Scott to
Okay.
confirm that
Yeah.
that's all up there.
Yeah.
The Ash Tree Arts Festival is June 5th along the Accord to Kerhonkson section of the rail trail. And the event organizer is Deb Medenbach, and Highway Superintendent Jeff Frey and his work crews. They cut more than 20 ash trees along the trail in preparation for the event, which were later mapped and numbered. And woodworkers are invited to register in advance to claim a specific tree to carve on the festival day. So if any of you know any specialists in chainsaw artwork, this is a great thing to sign them up for, but I'll send that link out when I send out the newsletter tomorrow.
That's pretty cool. Who did that? Who organized that?
Deb Medenbach of the Historic Preservation Committee.
Deb Medenbach.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so those were my quick updates. And then to follow up on those, since most of those were events related anyway, a reminder that this Saturday is our River Sweep event, which I believe starts at 10 a.m., right, John? Or is it 11?
At 10 o'clock? Yeah.
10, thank you. And then the tire pull, which will be, is the tire pull along the same section of the river?
It's going to be in the same section, yeah.
Okay.
Where is it exactly? Where are we meeting?
Yes.
The Kerhonkson Berm Road Rail Trail. You
Okay,
could Google map it by on the GPS by plugging in Loop Drive or something. I don't know. It's right on off of Berm Road. What is the name of that? Let's just see here.
Is that the same as before?
The same place as last year. Have you been there before,
Yeah. I mean, I remember, it was kind of,
Judith?
I remember,
I was like serving food.
Oh, right. You were serving at the other thing.
Yeah.
I remember
just see
making
what
up,
it's called.
making up signs.
Oh, Sage's Loop.
Sage's Loop.
Sage's, it's across the street from Sage's Loop Road.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And,
I have two signs, I still have them.
oh, good.
Excellent.
I guess, if I recall, right, it's here, or I forget what it says, tire something.
Probably says tire pull. Should we
I
use those
remember.
for the River Sweep event, do you think? Or do you want to just save them for the tire pull?
Well, I made it, the signs are sitting in my garage, so I don't know.
Which one is this,
Yeah.
the River Sweep or the tire pull on May 1st?
It's the river sweep, but we can, if anybody wants to and has kayaks, we can pull some tires out of there too. We can go by water and by land. It's kind of more fun to bring the kayaks and get in the water and to, pull the tires out of there. I can bring the tire barge, which is basically, if you remember, two kayaks tied together with a structure that I still have. To put the tires on, like a pontoon boat.
Okay.
Okay. I have a canoe, so I
You have
can
a
bring a
canoe?
canoe.
Okay, anybody else have anything? Kayaks, canoes, rowboat? Judith, you have a rowboat, don't you?
I don't.
Somebody took it. I don't remember who.
Oh, okay, somebody took it.
Well, if
Okay.
we don't have boats, then are we gonna be doing it from the shore?
You do it on the shore, yeah, on the trail.
Waiters and that's
Well, we
it.
didn't find any last time.
Yeah, oh, this guy that that is taking the hot tub out said that he lives on the right side of the rail trail where we're putting in at, where we're meeting. And he's got some trash that they picked up from the rail trail from last year, but they canceled it. So it's still sitting there. So he wants us to pick that up for him.
Okay.
So it's a property right next to the rail trail.
But I remember searching for tires on land and not succeeding.
Yeah, well, there's other trash there too. If there isn't much, then it'll be a quick day. We can go north and south, or we can go both directions. And I know that I can tell this because I'm not a mushroom connoisseur. I don't eat the mushrooms. What are those mushrooms that are coming out this time of year? But there's a bunch of them.
They're morels.
Morels,
Yeah. There's like a
Really?
bunch along the creek
Yeah, there's a
there.
bunch
Yeah.
right along there. So if you're into it, I can tell because I'm not I'm not into that. So otherwise,
Don't give up my
Yeah.
secret
you have to
spot,
keep a
John.
secret. Oh
No,
no, I
okay.
forgot we're being recorded. Oh shit.
I was going to say I could put that on the Facebook event to
Oh yeah, well,
incentivize
I don't
people
know.
that
Probably,
are
yeah.
I don't know what the procedure is on that.
Um,
I blew it. Damn.
we'll see.
But
Well,
also,
maybe-
so all right, so you get the morels, okay? So we already let the cat out of the bag, so you can find morels. You also the Riverkeepers got 2 t-shirts to give away, so I can give out 2 t-shirts, 2
Nice.
River Sweep t-shirts, a medium
Okay.
and a small, and whoever shows up also gets a tote bag, Thursday tote bag.
Great.
So lots of goodies.
Great. Okay.
I'm incentivized.
What's that?
All right.
How old
And
is it?
all
How old is this little thing?
this this little thing?
That thing, yeah.
She's 2 weeks old.
2 weeks. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's just.
Between last
she's just-
meeting and this meeting, is a new human being in the world.
I know. Don't you love springtime? Um,
Congratulations.
thank you very much.
What's
Thank
her
you.
name? Is it a boy?
Her
or
name's
girl?
Eleanor.
Eleanor. Oh my goodness.
Eleanor. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. She does not love meetings, but she doesn't mind being in a baby carrier all the time. So it's working out so far. Okay, and then the tire pull, I wanted to make sure we get, I mean, we have got time, but I want to make sure that we put posters and flyers out for that.
Yeah, what weekend do we want to do this? Oh, I already have it, the 19th, June 19th.
I think it's the 22nd.
Oh, really? No.
Let me double check the calendar because I think we did this at the last meeting where we weren't sure which was which.
Yeah, I have here Saturday, June 19th.
Okay, May 22nd. Okay, that's my fault. May, that Saturday is the 22nd, so it's June 19th.
June 19th.
That's the part
Awesome.
I'm talking about.
And now, so that one we should try to see who has, I know Larry DeWitt has either a kayak or a canoe, but we should try to see somehow if anybody has any extra
Okay.
canoes or kayaks or boats.
I have access to 3 kayaks,
Oh.
but I'll have to double check. I might be out of town that weekend, but I'll let you know, John, because yeah, I'll have I have access to 3, but I should just double check and make sure that they can be used. So
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I guess Todd and I won't be able to do that because we have a gig at the Rail Trail Cafe that afternoon.
Oh,
On June
well, good
19th.
for you guys though.
June 19th, yeah, Juneteenth.
Wow. What time? Maybe we could
Yeah.
do the tire pull and then all meet at the rail trail and
Yeah, sure. Come
That'd
on.
be Great.
I think it's 1 o'clock off the
Oh, that'll
top
be
of my
fun.
head, but I'll let you all know.
Okay.
Do let us know. Okay. And then moving right along. So we'll follow up on that. I'll start an email chain so that we can find out what everybody has ahead of time. And I want to make sure we've got some snacks and coffee and stuff for that too.
And maybe we could put on that next door app too, that we're having it, and maybe somebody's got
Great.
Oh, that's a good
come
idea.
for kayaks on the Facebook page too. Come with 1 kayak or 2 or something like that for people who don't have it.
Perfect. Okay.
Mark's got a canoe, so 2 people could fit on that.
I'm hoping to buy a rowboat. And if I can find one, I'll bring it. It'll
Okay.
just depend.
I have to jump off in about 10 minutes. I have a conflict. There's a equity and housing meeting I have to go to. So does anybody need to talk to me about anything?
I reached out to Chris, but I might have let him know too late that
Well,
tonight
Chris-
was the meeting and not last week.
I have a
Well-
message from Chris.
Yeah,
Oh,
He can't, he had to work tonight.
okay.
But
we
he
we
has, you
went to
know,
his talk last night,
yeah, we went to his talk last night.
which is the same one he's going to be giving.
But anyway, he said that he does want, you know, he has updates, he has a follow-up. So he wants somebody to get back to him
I
about
propose of what? I'm not following what this thing is with Chris.
what?
I-
Rick Spratz, who did the wildlife tracking in your corridors that you mapped, he sent us an update before the last meeting about the tracks that he found.
Right.
And he wanted to bring an update to the meeting, and he reached out to me, I think, like the day after I had Eleanor, and I completely forgot to get back to him until today. So I blew getting him at this meeting, and I feel bad. I reached out to him to let him know I was sorry, but if we can get him to come to the next meeting or something
Well,
like that, so that
you
we
know,
can.
just if you can email him, you know, if you need help with this, maybe somebody could help you, Malin. You know, you've got a newborn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well. Yeah. No, it was just a question of not losing track of emails the last couple of weeks. But I'm not sure what. Well, I'll put him in touch with you, Judith. But I think he wanted to get an update regarding the trail cameras because he wants to definitely pursue the trail cameras for this summer.
Yeah, he had an idea about how to do that, but I can't tell you the details.
He had an update for a citizen scientist solicitation
Right,
to
right.
ask people in the town. So how would we do that?
I think he, you know, he should be here for that discussion.
Okay, so we'll wait till next month.
Yeah, I'll make sure that I get him. I'll make sure that I'll reach out to him again right after this tonight and just let him know that we do want to partner on that. Like, I really do. And I'll make sure that I CC you, Judith, so that if I lose his email, somebody else doesn't.
Well, I'm really thinking of actually buying one myself, just because, I'm just so into this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see if we can get copies of these different crossings.
Okay.
But what comes next? This is what I don't understand. We can use the cameras. We know that the animals are using them. What next?
Well, I think that one thing would be if there are things we can do to make the access to the underpass easier for wildlife. That would be one thing. And I think there's a national database. And if we can show that we have like an enormous amount of traffic going under 209 rather than along it, I think it would be a contribution to encourage municipalities to develop underpasses.
But the idea would be to have a volunteer day to clear the passage there.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a seasonal thing. In spring, you get mostly this kind of wildlife.
And Chris is, you know, he's got information about which ones are the most trafficked.
Yeah, and then like, and seasonally, and depending on the size of the underpass, what kind of animals are using it. Like deer and bear are probably using the larger ones, and like frogs and salamanders are maybe using the little culverts. And who knows? I mean, it would just be something to contribute.
I don't think salamanders are going to make it onto the camera.
I'm sorry?
I don't think salamanders are going to make it on the camera, are they?
I
Well,
think
you'd
they
be
could.
surprised.
They're
You'd be
moving.
Okay.
You'd have to have a really sensitive camera, but who knows? We might get a mountain lion. There we go.
or a
That
bobcat.
was what his talk was about cougars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get 'em
Lots
out
of
of mind,
cougars.
then it's all
Anybody
worth
do
it.
that? I didn't make it to any of those. I was like so disappointed. Did anybody go?
Yeah,
Yeah, we went.
we went.
What did he say about other mountains? Do we have them?
He says there are none around here.
Oh,
No. He belongs to this foundation that's trying to bring them back.
well, they would help with the deer overpopulation.
Yeah, that was his point. Yeah.
All right.
He says the problem is that there's no females, so the males won't come.
That tends to be, yeah, like I saw this wildlife special, and that tends to happen when there's too few.
The thing about the mountain lions is, though, the females, the reason they haven't made it back here is because the females only go like 100 miles or less. But the males will go like 1,000 miles looking for a female. But
God
Yeah.
bless
It's
him.
the way of the world.
Typical, yeah, typical. So we need to import females.
Yeah, we do.
Give them a little shot, tranquilizer, and
he volunteers.
I had 4 bears on my front porch 2 nights ago.
yeah, we heard.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's fun.
And they were like, just, 3 of them were cubs, and they were so shy. And I just started laughing and talking to them. And they actually sat down like little school kids and right in a row and started listening to me.
You were talking to them?
Yeah, I was talking to them. I was like, oh, this is a spiritual. It's good. Oh, hello, you're so beautiful. And they were like,
Well, Chris says that there's tons of black bears, especially in New Jersey.
yeah, they're not even that big. Anyway.
And
Well-
reminded me, I better take the bird feeder in right now.
Oh, that's right. We had this conversation.
That's right. They
Yeah.
destroyed our bird feeders, and they also tore we have a shed for recycling, and I made it out of very light wood, and some bear smelled something and tore the wall. I couldn't believe how strong he was.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They're brutes.
What's a
Well,
brew?
then,
I'm gonna, if this thing if I can't get on with the meeting, I'll come back. So, carry on.
okay. Thanks, Judith.
Sure. I'll do it
I
myself.
guess I should remind you that if we're going to get some of this publicity for the next talk, if we get it to the Bluestone, we needed to do it before, like the first is usually Ann's not here right now, but I'm pretty sure it needs to come, and we need to know the info way in advance.
I think you have it already.
We
Yeah,
do?
I think we do. I'm going to forward it to you right now.
It's for the,
Yeah, I believe Michaela made it ahead of time.
it's for the
Okay,
foraging.
I'll forward it to you
now the poster,
tonight.
the ones for the printout, those, I noticed the last time they were like 2 to a page. I didn't understand why that was.
Because they're 2 to a page because we print them on 8.5 by 11s, then cut them in half. So we're printing 2 on 1 sheet of paper to save
Cut 'em in
paper.
half. Why not have an 8.5 by 11?
Well,
There
they
is-
don't.
Oh, no. Didn't you usually send both of them? I'm sorry.
Well, I only have a few
What?
places to put these. One of them is the food co-op. And I'm
No,
sure
that
that
makes-
11 would be fine.
Yeah, Michaela usually sends both, one of each.
Yeah, I'm
Of
just
those
suggesting that the
posters.
print one should also be 8.5, 11 for the whole thing.
Oh, I see.
Well, I
Okay.
think what we're trying to do, Todd, is like save paper. Like we're an environmental
Well, I know.
conservation commission,
I know, but.
and
who-
all the information fits like on that half of an 8.5 by 11.
But who?
So we're
but-
trying to get 2 flyers out of 1 sheet of paper. You know what I mean?
Well, but we're not putting out very many of these, are we?
Well, maybe
I
we
also-
will one
some
day.
places-
Food co-op and a couple other bulletin boards, that's about it.
Some places don't take the 8.5 by 11, they take only the smaller ones.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
All right, well,
we can.
Yeah, and I mean, we're all printing them personally too. So like instead of printing 10 pages, you're printing 5. Like I think it's just better for everybody.
but it makes the tear-offs pretty small, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Anyway,
Here,
anyway,
yeah, I'll send, I know, I think Michaela, I think
Did
you
we-
made it already, didn't you?
I don't know. I don't remember if I did. I can double check on my computer and then see if I did. I think I did, but I'll just make sure. And then I'll send it again in case we can't find it.
well, if you print the digital version, it comes out on 1 8.5 by 11.
There you go.
Yeah, but then there aren't the tear-offs.
Yeah, but I mean,
The digital version doesn't have tear-offs.
that's right.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Well,
Okay. Yeah, so next month, I put the list of the upcoming ones we have, which is May through August. So we should start thinking ahead to September at some point. Maybe we can pick that up again. And then I wanted to see if did John and Michaela, I know Lisa was just emailing about, I just saw her email, I wasn't paying attention at the beginning of this meeting, that she wasn't able to find the Zoom link to get on here.
Yeah, I told her how to find it.
Do the two of you want to give an update? We got that, we got a planning board or a town board referral for comment regarding the Maybrook Lodge and Motel project. And our subcommittee for dealing with those is John, Michaela, and Lisa. So if you guys wanted to give an update on it now, or if you want to.
Yeah, I have something to say about it.
Okay.
I really like that we have 3 different people with 3 different opinions and point of views looking at this. I thought Michaela has made some really great points and was very well thought, and same with Lisa too. I think that so like, but and we all have different approaches. So I took the approach of I'm not for or against it. I'm just looking at the environmental impact of it. So I went there and just analyzed the environment. I read the landscape, and they can do whatever they want to with it. They can decide, so that's just. But anyway, so what I found was that the riparian buffer is in poor shape, as it is almost everywhere, but especially there. Maybe because it's a sandy bank. But if there's a septic going into it, then I would recommend that even if there isn't, I would still recommend that they restore that riparian buffer, and it's very inexpensive because Trees for Tribs offers free shrubs for riparian buffers for private people. So they could very easily do that, and it would also be more pleasant for the people and also for the environment and for the health of the river too. So that's what I put in there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Did you guys want to send out to the rest of the group if you were going to submit the public comment we were asked to send our comments back to the board. I told you all by the 1st, I believe, because I was wrong. I thought it was by the 1st, but it's actually within 30 days of receipt. So it would be actually the 7th. So we have some extra time if you guys wanted to put together the letter to send back. And again, it doesn't have to be long. John, what you said sounds like a perfect response, but if there was more
We should add everybody's,
add.
Yeah, we should add Michaela's too. I'm not a good writer. I can write okay, but I have to do it 12 times before, it takes me forever So I don't have the time to compile it all together, but maybe,
John, I can take
Oh,
a
that'd be
shot
great.
at writing the letter.
That's great.
And I think, like John said, like wanting to improve the riparian buffer, they are going after a zoning ordinance to like keep, I mean, a zoning variance to keep, there is an existing structure that's in the flood zone, and it's one of the best structures that they have in terms of its condition. So they want to reuse it. And that's like, I think is one of the main points of like this application right now. So I think what we could do as an environmental conservation commission is say, yeah, like they like we think that it would be better if that just stays in place, like, and but like conditionally, like it's like based on conditional approval almost, is that they, if they keep that structure there, then they're tasked with like putting in a more substantial riparian buffer. And I think it would be beneficial, beneficial to the environment and also beneficial to them because they could market it as an environmental like amenity for renters. So I think I can definitely write that letter, John.
That sounds great. Also, they'd have birds and pollinators and wildlife there rather than a bunch of a big dead zone of barberry and rose.
Yeah.
So it could actually, it would make it more lush and more inviting for the people who live there. It's all they have really is just a little bit of forest, not much woods.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can take a shot at writing that letter, and I will send it to you and Lisa once I get a draft, so we can make sure everybody's got their comments in.
Yeah, sounds great.
Well, great. And then once you guys have that, if you want to send it to the rest of us before we submit it to the town, send it back to Kathleen.
Yeah.
On the board. Thank you. And
You want to second that?
Yes. Does anybody want to second that?
I'll second it.
Thank you.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to get better practiced at that.
Some of the things you can do by consensus too. If you're all in agreement, you can say pass by consensus. That means everybody's in agreement.
All right, I think we can pass by consensus then.
Yeah.
What you both said sounded, I mean, I haven't looked over the application at all, but I would trust both of your takes on it. That sounded like, I mean, I'd like to hear Lisa's thoughts if they were at all different, but otherwise, yeah, pass by consensus.
Yeah. Also, moving forward, fortunately, they're all close by. They're all in the town of Rochester, so it's great. I could swing by because I'm always in the truck driving someplace, so I could always swing by and just kind of look at the land and offer my 2 paragraphs worth.
Thank you.
Yeah, good.
To step back, just one agenda item. I do not have a flyer for May, so I don't think we did it yet. John, could you forward me the little blurb from, I think, who is it next month? What's her name?
Laura, and I can forward it to you right now. She sent us her own blurb.
Okay, great.
Super helpful.
Okay. Because I don't see it in my folder.
So I did that.
I will send it to you right now, Michaela, and then I'll also.
And I'll do that tonight and get it out. So Todd, you can have it for the Bluestone ASAP.
Thank you. Was there anything else? My agenda items ended here. I had other business just as a left open in case I forgot anything or anybody had an update that wasn't included.
Well, I just wanted to say, Madeline, that I think you should put the link in an email. It's a little, each week, each time I've had a little trouble finding where the link is. I didn't realize that it was inside of the agenda. If you
Will
just
do.
send an email and, you know, and do it like enough time that people can plan, I think we would have a better turnout.
Yeah, this was, I had a
You
note to
have your
send it out
answer.
last week
Huh?
and I didn't get it there.
Yes, well,
I
you
will
have,
send it out a week ahead of time.
well, you have a good excuse.
Well, I can't use her as an excuse forever, and she's my second anyway, so I should have been a
Oh.
little better prepared for this.
Well, okay,
No,
but
I
you, I mean,
apologize, but
A 2-week-old is
it would be
a
more
very
direct-
valid excuse.
more direct if we
Literally
could
just
go
gave
to a
birth to a
C&E
child.
reminder and click on it. That would be faster.
you got it.
If you
Okay.
want to delegate any responsibilities, I'm sure that people would take it up.
I'll add the link to the emails and I'll send out the agenda a week ahead of time, and we'll get better organized here. Perfect. Thanks, you guys.
I mean, you act like having a baby is just like nothing.
Yeah, you should be milking this a little more.
I mean, my daughter's still recovering, so I don't know.
It definitely, my first one, I was out for a while. This one's been a lot easier on me. But when you've got another 3-year-old running around the house, I don't feel like I've got as much time to milk it. She's not letting me milk
How much
it.
does she weigh? How much does she weigh?
She's 7 pounds now. She was 6 when she was born.
Oh, see.
She just lays around and eats. It's great. So easy.
All right.
She's laughing.
Madeline, don't forget to contact Chris.
I will not.
I'm
I will
just-
not. I have that.
Because I know how scatterbrained you can feel.
I will right now. I'm going to do that as soon as we jump off here. Thank you again, Anne. All right. Well, then if there's no other business, meeting adjourned.
Okay.
Any seconds?
Second.
By consensus?
Consensus. All in favor? Yep.
See you guys later.
Yep. See you.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye, Eleanor.
Bye. Congratulations again, Madeline.